Okay, let's talk about the African Senior Championship now. Well, the ATTF have actually unveiled the African teams that will be participating at the World Championship. We know that Nigeria female team will not be there simply because most of the tournament that should have qualified them for the team's event, they did not participate. But of course, the men, they're obviously there. Egypt is also there, Tunisia, also there, Algeria, Congo, Brazzaville, and South Africa, Senegal, all of them qualified based in the team's event at the ongoing 2016 ITTF African Senior Championships. And also for the female, most of them qualified based on the Malaysia tournament and also the one in Morocco. But it's a sad one they're not going to be having for the female. But the men, they actually doing Nigeria proud, you say?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you could say that. I mean, they have been doing that for the past few years now. I mean, it's well documented. The guys is playing a lot better than the ladies. But we're hoping, you know, the NTTF can start, you know, just intensify the development programs. Obviously, they've been doing really good in the last few years now, but a lot more still needs to be done. And yeah, for the guys though, you know, they keep going strong. Today, apart from the team events where they lost to Egypt, today they're going to start the singles events, and that's where the likes of Arno Quadri, the likes of Bode Abiodun and Segun Toriola really need to come into their own, because they'll be facing, you know, the usual suspects, Egypt, in that particular one. But Cecilia, let's quickly go from the singles event to focus on this guy. Yes. I mean, what more can we say about Segun Toriola? Absolute legend. And yesterday he was honored by the African Table Tennis Federation, you know, for his you know, exploits in table tennis, especially, you know, after going to that 7th Olympics in Rio. Incredible achievement. And it's interesting to see the ATTF, you know, actually urging him on to, you know, to go for from 8th Olympics. That's in 2020. Yeah, I mean, that's the all feel he can do it. And with the way he's playing, yeah, you know, in Africa, he's still one of the best in Africa. So yes, if he continues playing at this level, it's not stopping him. Yeah, definitely. All he needs to do is just qualify for the tournament. That's it. To say, because when Khalid El Sali, you know, was presented that award to him, talking about the fact that he is the one that all the young players will have to emulate, because he's not just a great player, he's also humble. With that humility, I've actually taken him to that top height, you know, he wanted to reach. Why they actually want him to continue, I really don't know. They just want him to be that role model. He's more like the ambassador right now for the ATTF. So when you have someone like that as an ambassador, it also promotes your brand very well. But it's not really reflected in Nigeria. That's actually what we wanted. If we can have what's happening in Africa, we'll have a reflection of it in Nigeria. That will be better. But we're not really getting that leverage yet, because I was saying, okay, this is a guy, you know, the ITTF, you know, in Rio, in Brazil, actually honored him, and our ATTF is doing same in Morocco. So it feels, okay, what is Nigeria really doing? Can't we just make it our own brand? And you know, table tennis now will now be a brand to be reckoned with. And when you're having championships like this, you have sponsors actually scrambling to sponsor all the players to go for tournaments like this, so that we can have another Segun Toriola again. Because from all indication, the way it is now, it's like in Tokyo 2020, you're going to be having the same player that went for Rio will also be going, because they will maybe can afford to sponsor themselves, while those who are so good cannot do that, and so they won't have the opportunity to qualify and also represent Nigeria. They won't have the opportunity to keep improving. That's why I mentioned the NTTF earlier. Obviously, the NTTF, in conjunction with the sports ministry, they have their work cut out in this particular situation. And Cecilia, Segun Toriola, and if it can manage to qualify for the Tokyo 2020, that would be very incredible, you know. I mean, most athletes in their career, most athletes in their career, they just want to go to one Olympics. I mean, that would be a dream. So to go to 1, 2, 3, 7, then potentially 8 would be awesome. So I'm totally backing him. As long as he's fit to play, he takes good care of himself, right? As a thoroughbred professional, then he keeps playing. If no one is going to beat him, then why should he retire? So that's my take on that. That's the way this, yes. If no one is beating him and he's still playing very well, then we'll definitely leave him to continue. As long as they can just be, you know, shining the lights, raising the flag right there in Nigeria.